I brought her into this madness. She goes, what? Why am I the target? What did I do? I said, you're my friend. What else you want? You play basketball. They think you're a man. I don't know. She's a damn good basketball player. She can beat any guy there is. I love it.
What message of love and life did she give you, Kim?
Oh my God, it is countless. I'm glad you mentioned it because I am finally getting that out. I'm writing a book, Whitney and Me. We had a life.
Wow.
You know, she was my sister, and it's always hard to talk about her. I miss her so very much, especially during the holidays. She was filled with laughter and so much joy. I miss her every day. You know, recently we just funeralized her precious mother. Yeah. And the only reason, you guys, that I am able to release this book from the loyalty of me and Whitney's friendship and sisterhood, she asked me to promise her, and she promised me before she left that we would not put these books out with the details of what it is we know until we could. And I'll just say this, now I can.
Wait a minute, wait 1 minute. Kim Burrell just came through with some major tea and revealed the truth about Whitney Houston's lesbian affair. Ever since Robyn Crawford released her tell-all book about her friendship and seemingly close relationship with Whitney, folks have really been split. People have been saying that Whitney would still be with us today if only she had been allowed to live her truth and not forced to fit into an image that didn't align with her authentically. But not everyone is buying that, since Whitney's family, including her former bodyguard, didn't have very positive things to say about Robyn and her relationship with Whitney. And now, with what Kim Burrell has to say about Robyn and Whitney, child, it really does seem that Robyn didn't actually have the kind of intimate relationship with Whitney that she was trying to convince the world to believe. But the last thing that anyone expected in 2025 was that yet another person would be writing yet another book about Whitney. And as of the publishing of this video, Whitney has been gone for 13 years now. Folks have been complaining because of the vultures that were all around Whitney all of her life, and they are still looking for every which way to milk what they can get from her, even though she's not here to defend herself. During her interview with Wendy Williams, she made it clear that she was overprotective about her private life and didn't want to share any more information than what the public already knew.
Ask me no questions like I'm a child. Y'all want to know what I'm doing all the time. I don't give a shit about what you're doing all the time. You are so nosy, man. You don't even know what I do. Like you said, you never met me. You don't know me. You ain't been in my house. You don't live with me. You don't sleep with me. You don't do shit with me but talk about me. So watch what you say. Watch what the you say. And if I was really like back in the day in Newark, I'd meet you outside. But I'm a lady.
However, Whitney's wishes weren't respected, and as soon as she passed, so many people close to Whitney came out with books and think pieces exposing aspects of her life that Whitney never wanted to talk about, thus in ways betraying Whitney's trust. Pat Houston, Whitney's sister-in-law and executor of her estate, has written a book about her, made money from a Whitney documentary, and even produced a reality show called The Houstons that thrusted Bobby Christina into the limelight too soon after her mom's passing. Pat's actions were so pitiful and classless that she had a whole auction of Whitney's possessions that included items such as her first passport, one of her Emmys and Grammy statues, along with a couple of very personal belongings like Whitney's wedding dress. People started clocking the fact that Patricia was such an opportunist and called her out on it. But that didn't stop her money-hungry ways, and she still tried to put Whitney on tour by using a hologram and releasing an album full of unpublished songs. As if Whitney didn't spend her whole career breaking her back just to carry her whole family. Bobby Brown also made a movie and a book exposing more of Whitney's life and confirmed that Whitney and Robyn did have an intimate relationship back in the day, even though Whitney herself has denied those rumors many times when the issue was presented to her. At the time, he wrote in his book that, "I think if Robyn could have been accepted in Whitney's life and remained close to her, Whitney would still be alive today." Despite her name being dragged into conversations many times and a series of allegations being made about her and Whitney, Robyn has never come forward to address anything or did an interview with any platform. It was like she was the only one who truly respected Whitney's need for privacy and what was going on, and was going to take their secrets to the grave because there were a lot of things that everyone knew Robyn knew. But that was until she started going on interviews to promote her tell-all book, A Song for You, My Life with Whitney Houston.
She asked me to love her. If you love me unconditionally. And she was worth it. So I strived for that.
She blew the lid off her relationship with Whitney and confirmed that they were really lovers and revealed some information that Whitney didn't want the public to consume, as she only claimed Robyn as a friend and nothing more.
Whitney is not gay. That is a story on that. I'm particular, that's all. I'd rather wait, instead of spreading myself too thin. I don't know why people think that you have to be, running around with every Tom, Dick, and Harry there is. I was not raised that way. I just wasn't. Nobody in my family was. My mother didn't rear me like that, so that is the basis for that. But Whitney is not gay. The only gayness I feel is when I'm happy, honey, that's it.
Robyn's book had the internet split in half because some people believed that Whitney's story also became Robyn's story when other people started accusing her about talking about Whitney. So, Robyn had every right to speak her truth, but others felt like this was nothing more than a cash grab and that Robyn's relationship with Whitney may not have been that deep for her to pull a stunt like this. Robyn promised Whitney that they were never going to talk about that part of her life. Whitney paid to keep her secret from being revealed and gave Robyn cars and other luxury items as a way of apologizing. By putting this book out there, Robyn not only broke Whitney's trust, but also profited from it, just like the others. In her book about Whitney, Kim Burrell also revealed that Robyn's relationship with Whitney was intimate at some point, and it wasn't as smooth or easy as Robyn would like everyone to believe. And that was one of the reasons why Whitney wasn't willing to go public with it, and why Kim had to wait until Whitney's mother, Whitney Houston, passed away before she could come out with the book. During her final years, Whitney enjoyed a sisterhood with Kim and often turned to her when something weighed heavily on her mind.
Kim Burrell came and sang for me, and she is a gospel singer, and that is her field, and she is one of the great voices of gospel of our time.
She's my dearest friend, and she's a fantastic singer and fantastic, my favorite.
And one of the things that really bothered Whitney was her relationship with Robyn, especially after she decided to finally leave. Whitney missed having Robyn in her life, but knew that they had to cut ties, especially since their relationship was slowly becoming toxic and unproductive. Now that Whitney's family and Robyn don't get along at all, you'd think that since she's been around for a while, the family would warm up to her for a bit, but nope, that never happened. Sissy even put hands on Robyn at least twice, and the family wasn't digging a relationship between the two of them at all, and they believed that Robyn was ruining their meal ticket. And also, Whitney could never defend Robyn against her family.
I don't really know. I thought, I didn't particularly like her.
What didn't you like?
She just spoke too much, disrespectful sometimes. Like she had something over nippy, like that. And I didn't like that at all.
Would it have bothered you if your daughter, Whitney, was gay?
Absolutely.
It would have bothered you?
Yeah.
You would not have liked that?
Not at all.
Not at all. You wouldn't have condoned it or?
No.
No.
Whitney tried to overcompensate by exposing Robyn to this world of glamour. But at the same time, Kim said that Whitney could also be very spiteful, and she once slapped Robyn for going out with another woman when they were supposed to be together. But child, Robyn was doing the same thing. She had been with Whitney for so long that Robyn started to get possessive and felt that Whitney's success was hers too. It got so bad that Robyn and Whitney often had serious confrontations when she felt disrespected, and the reason that she ended up leaving Whitney wasn't because of her substance problem alone, but it was also the fact that she couldn't get Whitney to turn away from her family and felt like she was always getting less than what she deserved. According to Kim, Robyn also held out a bit because she figured that there was a possibility that she and Whitney could get back together again. But Whitney told her that there was no way she was going to choose between her and Bobby. Even though there was some genuine love between the two of them, Robyn still had her selfish motives for being around Whitney for as long as she had, and she decided to leave when Whitney was already down and probably needed a friend the most. Whitney was already depressed because of the things that Bobby was putting her through, but Robyn leaving really cut Whitney deep, and their relationship never recovered from that. Now, Kim Burrell has her own issues that she better be writing a book about, but because of how close Kim and Whitney were, fans still believe that there still might be some truth to what she's saying. No one ever thought that this was a match made in heaven. It was doomed from the start. She was put on payroll and benefited from Whitney's overwork ethic like everyone else, dipped out once she no longer needed the access like everyone else did. It's sad to see that someone so beautiful with such great talent was so broken. But do you think that Kim Burrell was right in saying all that she did about Whitney and Robyn? Sound off in the comments. Don't you click off without hitting that like and subscribe button. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye, baddies.